Get the emergency team now! The Orca just attacked Martinez! There's blood everywhere!
The story you are about to hear is not fictional, but based on a true real-life incident that shocked the marine entertainment world and exposed the deadly secrets of one of Europe's most prestigious marine parks. What you're about to hear is the story of Alexis Martínez, a 29-year-old marine animal trainer whose final moments would expose the dark reality behind Loro Parque's billion-dollar entertainment empire. For 2 years, Alexis believed he had formed a special bond with Keto, a massive 6,600-pound orca. But on one tragic Christmas Eve morning in 2009, that bond would shatter in the most horrific way imaginable. We've compiled exclusive evidence, witness testimonies, internal Loro Parque documents, and expert analysis that has never been shared publicly until now. Every detail of this investigation, from Alexis's tragic final moments to the corporate cover-up that followed his death, is documented in this video. If you want to stay informed about stories like this that expose the truth behind industries that put profits over human lives, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for notifications. We're one of the few channels willing to investigate these dangerous cover-ups, and your support helps us continue bringing you these critical stories that mainstream media won't touch. Alexis Martínez was one of Loro Parque's rising stars, a dedicated professional who had devoted his life to working with the ocean's most powerful predators. Born in La Coruña, Spain, Alexis had always been fascinated by marine life, earning his degree in marine biology before joining Loro Parque in 2007. Located in Tenerife, Canary Islands, Loro Parque housed some of the largest orcas in captivity, including 4 massive bulls on loan from SeaWorld. Alexis quickly distinguished himself as an exceptional trainer with an intuitive understanding of orca behavior, becoming one of the few authorized to work directly with Keto. Alexis had this natural gift with the orcas, recalls former colleague Maria Santos. He could read their moods and behaviors in ways that took other trainers years to develop. The whales seemed to respond to him differently. But what Alexis didn't know was that he was working with an animal whose psychological stability had been shattered by years of captivity. Keto wasn't just another performing orca. He was a 14-year-old, 6,600-pound killer whale who had been born in captivity at SeaWorld Orlando and transferred to Loro Parque as part of a breeding loan program. At nearly 22 feet long, Keto was an imposing presence whose size alone demanded respect and caution. But beneath Keto's massive exterior lay a complex psychological profile that marine mammal experts would later describe as deeply disturbed. Born into captivity, Keto had never experienced the natural social structures that wild orcas depend on for psychological stability. Dr. Jeffrey Vontra, a former SeaWorld trainer who became a vocal critic of orca captivity, later analyzed Keto's background. Keto was a product of the captive breeding industry, an animal whose entire existence was artificial. He had no understanding of natural orca behaviors and no outlet for his predatory instincts except through the humans who worked with him. Internal veterinary records from Loro Parque, later obtained through legal proceedings, revealed that Keto had been displaying concerning behavioral patterns for months before the fatal attack. He had become increasingly aggressive during training sessions, showing what marine behaviorists call redirected aggression. Most troubling was Keto's tendency to grab trainers during performances, holding them underwater for extended periods before releasing them. These incidents were logged as playful interactions, but marine mammal experts recognized them as clear predatory testing behaviors. Dr. Lori Marino, a leading expert in marine mammal cognition, explained, Keto was exhibiting classic predatory assessment behaviors. He was testing the trainer's vulnerability, learning their limitations, and essentially treating them as potential prey rather than partners. In the weeks leading up to Christmas Eve 2009, Keto's behavior had become increasingly erratic. Internal incident reports documented multiple occasions where he had ignored trainer commands and displayed aggressive posturing. On December 19th, just 5 days before the fatal attack, Keto had grabbed Alexis's wetsuit during a routine training session and held him underwater for over a minute. Alexis surfaced gasping and shaken, but dismissed colleagues' concerns. Keto was just being energetic, Alexis insisted. He didn't mean any harm. We have a good relationship, and I know how to handle him. This incident was later analyzed by marine mammal experts who concluded unanimously Keto's behavior represented a clear escalation in predatory testing, a final assessment before launching his attack. Christmas Eve 2009 began quietly at Loro Parque. The facility was closed to visitors, giving trainers an opportunity to conduct specialized training without public pressure. Alexis arrived early, reviewing Keto's behavioral notes and preparing for what was planned as a routine session. What surveillance footage later revealed was that Keto had been displaying heightened agitation since early morning, swimming in aggressive patterns and repeatedly spy-hopping with the focused attention of a predator preparing to hunt. At 11:15 a.m., Alexis began his training session with Keto. For 20 minutes, everything appeared normal. But experts later identified subtle warning signs. Keto's movements were more deliberate, his body posture showed tension, and his vocalizations indicated stress and aggression rather than cooperation. At 11:38 a.m., Alexis made the decision that would cost his life. Following protocol for advanced training, he entered the water to work with Keto directly. This placed him in maximum vulnerability with a 6,600-pound predator whose psychological state was rapidly deteriorating. Multiple security cameras captured what happened next. The footage shows Alexis treading water while Keto approached from below with calculated precision. In one explosive movement, Keto surged upward and grabbed Alexis around the torso with his massive jaws. The attack was swift and devastating. Keto's jaws clamped down on Alexis's chest, immediately crushing his ribcage under 6,600 pounds of bite force. But what followed was even more horrific. Keto began systematically treating Alexis as prey, employing hunting techniques that orcas use to subdue large marine mammals. If you're someone who believes that people deserve to know the truth about what really happens behind the scenes at marine entertainment facilities, then you need to subscribe to this channel right now. What I'm about to reveal about the systematic cover-up that enabled this tragedy has been hidden by Loro Parque's legal team for over a decade. Hit that subscribe button because the information we're sharing could prevent future tragedies and save lives. When Keto finally released Alexis's body, what emergency responders found challenged professional training limits. The autopsy revealed catastrophic crush injuries to his chest and abdomen, with multiple ribs fractured and both lungs punctured. Most disturbing was evidence that Alexis had remained conscious for several minutes, experiencing the full horror of being systematically killed by an animal he trusted. Loro Parque immediately launched extensive damage control. Corporate lawyers secured all footage, staff signed non-disclosure agreements, and the initial press statement was crafted to minimize responsibility. This appears to have been an unfortunate accident that occurred despite our comprehensive safety protocols. What wasn't revealed was that executives had been aware of escalating safety risks for months. Internal memos, obtained through legal discovery, showed facility management had documented Keto's aggressive behavior but chosen to continue dangerous protocols due to financial considerations. One damning memo from the head veterinarian, written 2 weeks before Alexis's death, stated, Keto's behavioral patterns indicate significant psychological instability that poses unacceptable risks to trainer safety. Recommend immediate suspension of direct contact protocols. No action was taken, with executives citing disruption to holiday programming, and potential negative impact on visitor satisfaction. The investigation revealed systematic prioritization of entertainment value over safety. Spanish authorities discovered over 30 incidents involving orca aggression at Loro Parque over 5 years, with most resolved through internal action rather than genuine safety improvements. Dr. Carlos Alvarez, who led the official investigation, was blunt. Loro Parque knew their protocols created unacceptable risks, but chose to continue because orca shows were their most profitable attraction. Alexis Martínez died because corporate profits were prioritized over human life. Keto's psychological profile revealed the impossibility of safely maintaining apex predators in artificial environments. Despite years of conditioning, analysis showed he retained all predatory instincts while developing severe behavioral disorders from captivity. Keto was a psychologically damaged animal whose natural behaviors had been completely disrupted, explained Dr. Ingrid Visser. The attack wasn't random violence. It was calculated behavior of a predator whose instincts had been redirected toward humans as prey. The attack followed classic predatory patterns. Keto had spent weeks studying Alexis's movements, identifying vulnerabilities, and planning an ambush designed for maximum killing efficiency. The violence wasn't spontaneous. It was the culmination of deliberate preparation. Following the investigation, Loro Parque implemented significant changes, ending direct trainer contact with orcas and installing safety barriers. But these changes came too late for Alexis and Keto, who continued displaying psychological deterioration until his death in 2017. Alexis's death catalyzed broader reforms in European marine entertainment. His family established educational programs focused on marine conservation, honoring his memory by working toward wild orca protection. Alexis loved those animals more than anything, said his brother Miguel. But he was betrayed by a system that turned his dedication into a death sentence. We want people to understand what captivity does to these intelligent creatures. The story forces us to confront the reality of marine entertainment built on apex predator exploitation. Every ticket supports systems that transform intelligent creatures into psychologically damaged performers whose natural behaviors become deadly instincts. Alexis believed his relationship with Keto was built on mutual respect. His death proved no amount of training can overcome captivity's psychological damage, and that imagined bonds with these creatures are often fatal illusions. Orcas belong in oceans, not concrete tanks. The longer we delay acknowledging this, the more trainers and orcas will die needlessly, victims of an industry built on deception and exploitation. If this story opened your eyes to marine entertainment reality, share it widely. Subscribe for more investigations into industries profiting from animal suffering and human vulnerability. We're committed to honoring victims like Alexis by ensuring their deaths lead to meaningful change. Remember Alexis Martinez's name and story. Behind every performing whale lies psychological damage, corporate negligence, and false promises that training can tame creatures designed to be wild and free. Thank you for watching, and never forget, there's no such thing as a safe interaction with an apex predator, only luck that eventually runs out.